Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. In excelsis Deo.
Good morning. Welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. My name is Tracy and I am the host of the Knitting on the Float podcast. We are still in London just for a couple more days. I'm really starting to feel that the clock is ticking and I want to fit it all in. I know I can't fit it all in. It's like going to Disney World. You can't do everything. And there's so much to do in London. London is so great. Today we are going to go to Kew Gardens and have a lovely walk around the gardens. It closes at 3. Then we're going to pop over to some shops nearby and pick up some supper. And I think we're going to have a lovely day. It is raining outside, and that's okay. I have 2 jackets. I think one day I did layer my puffer jacket with my rain jacket over top. I'm thinking the temperature is probably going to feel about 5 or 6 degrees, even though I think it's 7 or 8. But with the rain, it might be nice to wear something doubled up. Although I am wearing my Yule Gran sweater today, and this is a sweater that I knit last year, and all of my Christmas baubles are buttons, and I've sewn them on with silver thread. So I like this a lot, and it's December, so perfectly appropriate to wear this. And I am, as I get myself up for the day, enjoying a cup of tea, not in the chip mug, chip mug's in the dishwasher. And today I am drinking tea and toast jam by, oh goodness, Yorkshire Blends. My brain had to kick in there. And I wanted to share something with you. My mother has been working on my stocking, and I have a stocking that wasn't personalized. She's making a personalized one. And she asked me what I wanted at the bottom, the design to be. And I had originally said snowflakes, but no. I am getting swans. I think swans will be perfect on my lovely stocking. Plus we saw the swans at Kensington Gardens the other day. So just a few quiet moments before we head out and get to the train station and go to Kew Gardens. So I'll take you around. I am aiming to have a shorter vlog today, but I know how things go. I see stuff, I want to share it, I pull out the camera, I blather on and on and on. Today will be what today will be. Another day, another cast on, and mind the gap, skein 2, and I will be casting on the world's simplest mitten pattern by Tin Can Knits. I don't quite have the correct yarn size, so needle size, so I'm going up a size. So get these cast on the train on our way to Kew Gardens. We have just gotten off the District line, that's the green one, and we have arrived at Kew Gardens rail station, just the tube station. There is a market here. We've got a short walk to get to Kew Gardens, the Botanical Gardens, and we're just gonna go for a little bit of a walk through. And some Christmas cheer.
at these flowers. We don't get this at this time of year in our place. Look at the beautiful begonias
They're all around.
and fuchsias.
Okay. Just so you know, I've lost my mother. I'm sure I'll find her. But in this market, there's so much and the music is beautiful. I'm not sure we're going to make it to Kew Gardens because it's just amazing just in the square here. I'll find her though. I found her. She went in the Kew bookstore. I just saw her pop in. So I'm going to go and make sure she knows where I am too. But love the band. There she is. I found my mother.
I was in here.
Okay, in Canopy. We have made it to the end of the market. I'm not sure how we got through there. There were some beautiful things. We are just going to go this way here. It's a short walk to Kew Gardens from here. And it's not crisp cold. It's a little bit damp. I think it's about 4 degrees Celsius, but we're gonna make it through the day. We have found each other and we are ready to walk to Kew Gardens. Look at these beautiful lights and
That fern.
is that the one that's shaped like a cone?
No, the fern.
Oh, the fern in the front lawn. Very different foliage. That, well, I mean, in Vancouver we have palm trees, but in Toronto not so much. I'm hoping to show you something really interesting while we are out and about today. I captured it at Hampton Court Gardens, but I haven't put those videos up yet. Anyway, we're going to safely cross the street, head up to Kew Gardens, and continue our wonderful day, because we're already having a great day so far. I was just saying that in Vancouver we have palm trees. Well, apparently there are some palm trees in England as well. And I saw some bamboo, there's another palm tree type of tree. Anyway, look at that. I've fallen behind my mother. I better get going. There's a lost cat. If anybody finds Hugo, he's 1 year old. He was last seen Thursday, November 24th. Please return him. Oh, I think a bee just flew by me. I'm very easily distracted. We have decided to take the
So good afternoon,
tour,
everybody. Welcome aboard
and
the 12 o'clock departure of the Kew Explorer.
we are on the
My
Kew
name is Mark.
Explorer,
I'll be doing the
and
commentary for
we
your
will
tour
be
today, and your lovely driver is Peter. And we're about to depart on our 40-minute journey around the gardens. In 1759, the Dowager Princess of Wales, Princess Augusta, founded a 9-acre botanical garden within the grounds of what was then Kew Park. Now, her son George III owned the adjoining Richmond estate, and on his mother's death in 1772, he merged the two estates, creating for the first time Kew Gardens, hence Gardens with an S.
This is the Mad Hatter's tea table at Kew Gardens. There are chairs at either end and inspired by Alice in Wonderland. We're going to go into the pavilion here, and we've just gotten off of our little ride. Look at the gardens, all floral, and it's nice to see some color. This one is going to be very green. After sitting on that cold bench, which it was a really lovely ride, it is nice to come into the warm, humid area here. You can see my camera is fogging up a bit, My mom said there's some butterflies. I don't see any butterflies, but I see lots of green. Although right now, all you see is lots and lots of fog as we acclimatize from being out in the cold to coming in. Look, there is a spiral staircase in the middle of this glass house. And I guess we'll have to go up there too. We have star fruit here. And over here, macadamia. And just down the way, we've got some ylang ylang. This voluptuous scent of the ylang ylang flower is widely used in perfumery, soaps, and even as a food flavoring. It's so humid in here, I'm getting dripped on. I thought my mom said there were butterflies in here. What she said was, there needs to be butterflies in here. And it would really be kind of nice if there were, although it probably would scare a lot of people having butterflies land on you. I'm just noticing that there are grates on the floor, and I guess that's because when the water drips, we don't want to have a flood. It can fall through, and there is just ground underneath. Probably helps regulate the temperature as well too, and not big puddles of water as well. So very thoughtful designing here, and beautiful. Look at the metalwork of these. The floor is super wet in this section here because there's no grates, and it is definitely very humid, and some of the plants are dripping, the ceiling is dripping, lots of puddles. Here is a spiral staircase, and I'm going to take this one up. I didn't take the one at Covent Garden up, but I am going to take this one up. Look at the beautiful metal work as we go up the stairs. And it's a nice wide staircase actually as compared to some of these round spiral staircases. But getting a nice view of the rest of this glass house. A few moments ago, I heard I guess not a sprinkler system, but a misting system. So I heard that there was water. Oh, look at this. There is a walkway that goes all the way around. Okay, can you hear the misting? And if you look at the top of the metalwork at the top, there are little drips of water happening. Things are a little bit rusty, but maintaining all of these trees and ferns and foliage is certainly a lot of work. And you can look out at the gardens through the steamy glass. Some of those lights are starting to come on. They do have Kew After Dark happening right now, which is a lovely Christmas light spectacular. The walkway is the other spiral staircase going down, hidden behind these trees right here. But definitely just as beautiful. As the other side. One side up, one side down. We are all warmed up now, so we are going to walk over to the hive. And the hive is really interesting, so I'm excited to share that with you. There's not much in bloom in December in Kew Gardens. There are a few. Some of the camellias were out, and there are still some roses that are left on the rose bushes. So a few blooms to see. They're looking a little worse for wear, but there are some nice, fresh, budding roses as well. Take a sniff. Smells beautiful. Oh, it really does. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. And look at this beautiful bud. Right there and there. Fresh buds, and I'm telling you, they actually really smell beautiful. On my last podcast, I told you we were not in Canada anymore. However, there seem to be a lot of Canada geese all around. I think they've taken over. They've got world domination by Canada geese, or as Isaac calls them, raptor geese. Even in this little garden, there are flowers. I'm not sure if these are cow parsley. There's a beautiful bright orange flower that's looking a little worse for wear, but there is definitely some floral action happening here. And look at these triangular trees. We're going to go over to this bird area, and these are not real birds. They are part of a beautiful display. They look like doves or pigeons, and they have them set up beautifully throughout this area of the gardens. But before we head over there, look at this freesia! Freesia in bloom. Lovely grasses, and on the other side of my mother here, more worse for wear roses, but little bits of pink. Oh, here is a gorgeous fresh bloom. Distracted by the freesia, but we are now going to walk over to this installation with the birds, and oh, more roses. Oh, I get distracted so easily. And this installation is called Two in the Hand. So, the hive. A bird in the bush is worth two in the hand? No, I think it's a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. This one is two in the hand. And there are flying birds, there are birds on the ground, there are birds in the trees. These ones here in flight are interesting to see, and it was really neat when we were on the trolley driving past this installation. They look somewhat real, and they're even up in the branches of the trees as well. Anyway, we're going to walk over to the hive, and that's a really neat thing to experience. Not only does this tree have birds in it, there are also some buds. I'm thinking this is perhaps a magnolia, and the magnolia buds are on the tips of the branches. So let's see what this says. Am I right? Ah, the black tag on the tree indeed says magnolia. Not too far off there. With the bird and some buds. This is the hive here, and it's based on a beehive. There is sound, there is light, and when we were here in 2016, Nathaniel really very much enjoyed coming here, and Welcome to the Hive. The Hive is a unique world-class installation and experience created by artist Wolfgang Buttress, Simmons Studio Stage 1 and BDP. Pollination plays an important part in our food security. 1/3 of global crop yield is dependent to some extent on bees and other pollinators. In highlighting the importance of pollination in our food chain, the Hive poses one of the most pressing questions of our time. How can we protect our pollinators to ensure that we can feed a growing human population? The Hive is illuminated by almost 1,000 flickering LED lights. These lights, together with the swelling orchestral music, pulse in time to vibrations produced when bees communicate with each other. These communications were recorded from one of the Kew's honeybee hives using an accelerometer. Buttress was inspired by the work of Dr. Martin Bensick of Nottingham Trent University, who developed this technology in order to monitor the health of beehives. His research is a prime example of how British science and creativity are helping solve global environmental problems. And there is a picture of it all lit up from 2016, and that's when we were here last, was 2016. So there's a magpie flying into the Hive, and let's go and have an interesting experience. So we're going to go under the Hive first, and then we'll climb up and be in the Hive. And you can see the lights going, and the little magpie. I don't think the bees would really like the magpie, but I'll be quiet for a little bit.
And the idea is that the beehive will vibrate.
And there's my mother waving to us.
Yeah, I haven't been out for a while.
Up at the top of the beehive. Someone was telling us that the pitch is at C. We're just going to pop up the pathway and go into the Hive. And this wildflower meadow is part of the Hive. It is a living installation, so please keep to the paths. We will stick to the walkway as we walk alongside the Hive. And it's made with aluminum. We're just going to pop into the Hive and hopefully experience a little bit more of the quiet. It's very peaceful here. I highly recommend if you're in the London area. Usually you would think to come to a botanical gardens in the spring, summer when all the floral bits are beautiful, but it is really lovely to come in the winter as well. So here we go into the Hive. My mother has already experienced it. Did you enjoy that? Good vibrations. Honeybees communicate by vibrating messages to the colony against the honeycomb they live on. One of these distinctive vibrations includes the famous waggle dance. Honeybee vibrations were recorded from a beehive at Kew using an accelerometer. This technique for recording a colony's conversations was pioneered by Martin Bensick, I already tried to butcher his name, of Nottingham Trent University. And I think that here we go. This installation represents the different levels of vibrations recorded from within Kew's honeybee hive. The pulsing of nearly 1,000 LED lights and the swell of orchestral music mirror the changing intensity of the recorded vibrations. In this way, the hive allows us to immerse ourselves in the fluctuating levels of communication from a busy honeybee colony. The orchestral soundscape is in the key of C, the key that honeybees buzz in. And let's go inside the hive. It is a Sunday in early December. I thought this would be buzzing here, no pun intended, but it's really quite quiet. And I'll be quiet now too. And now it's buzzing. I have to say, I hope you found that as calming as I did. That was so relaxing to be in the hive, and I hope you enjoyed that. I think it was definitely an experience, and if you are ever in London or you ever have the opportunity to visit Kew Gardens, you definitely need to stop by and see the hive. I can really understand why the magpie that is up in the top left corner of the hive, why he is sitting up there, or she. When we first walked in, there was a magpie. I don't know if that's the same one, but oh. You can hear it from over here too. Anyway, I can understand why that would be an attractive place to enjoy your afternoon. And here is a different view of the hive from the other side, going down to where we came in. It is definitely a lot busier now than it was when I went through, and I'm glad we had some quiet time together in there. And there's the bottom part there with a couple of kids sparring, because yeah, that's what you do in the beehive, is spar away and compare shoes. This is the Diana Pavilion, and we're going to go inside, and there are apparently some water lilies that are still in bloom here. I have a feeling that we are going to fog up again, and that's okay. Thank you. It's very fragrant in here. Hummingbirds love these. This one isn't quite as humid.
Australian, so it
Acacia.
flowers in the fall. And it's this fall.
Polyadelifolia is native to eastern Australia. This tree doesn't have true leaves, but leaf-like flattened stems called phyllodes. Each autumn it flowers, creating a striking combination of silver and golden yellow. And yes, it is in bloom right now. Oh, it smells so pretty.
It's a lilac.
Oh, if you've been with me for a while, you know what I think of lilacs. I love them. And look at that. I found one in December in bloom. My favorite. Not quite as fragrant as the lilacs at home, but I do love a lilac. Kew is getting ready to light up for the night. This is the beautiful greenhouse that we went into originally that had the spiral staircases. Diana Pavilion and the Hive are over to my right. Now we're going to walk a little bit. A lot of the greenhouses close at 2 o'clock and we're coming up on 2, so we're not going to be able to see everything. Just like London, you can't fit it all in, even though you really want to. We are just about to leave, and as we were heading out, I saw these snowdrops. And yes, we are in winter, but these show me that the promise of spring is here. So we'll enjoy a little bit of winter before those spring blossoms come out. We have had a lovely day at Kew Gardens. We are going to head out now. Let's take a quick look at this Christmas tree. We're gonna head out now, go to the shops, pick something up for supper, head back to our Airbnb, and you glad you came?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Definitely worth a visit to Kew.
in the summertime, it's worthwhile coming and staying for the longest time.
The longest time, just forever. Just stay in London forever. And out the gates we go. We are outside the gates of Kew Gardens and we're just walking along, and look at this beautiful tree, and the blooms are coming out and those beautiful pink flowers. And then right behind it, I think that's a Japanese maple. That is, oh, here's a rhododendron.
To me that looks more like azalea leaves.
Azalea?
But I can't be sure.
And then we've got the Japanese maple that is starting to shed. And then we have this tree that has lost all of its leaves. It's the end of the day. A lot of people are packing up their stalls. It was nice that we were able to peek in here earlier. Oh, look at these beautiful succulent wreaths. Oh! And cyclama, love cyclama. And it was nice to walk through here earlier when it was in full swing, and now at the end of the day everybody's getting packed up. We're going to be opening up the roadway, and everyone has had a lovely Sunday afternoon. And there is Kew Gardens Station. We're going to get to the other side, go to a couple shops, and then head home. Here we are in Marks and Spencer having a nice cuppa. Yours has milk in it, and mine is just a regular black Earl Grey tea. Pour some more, and cheers. One thing that I am definitely going to miss going back home is the Marks and Spencer food halls. Marks and Spencer everything. Oh my gosh. They have the most delicious food. Sandwiches are amazing. Everything is delicious here. Of course, there's tea and cookies and cakes. This is a very large one that's not too far from Kew Gardens. And oh, I'm addicted to everything in here. There is clotted cream. Look at these desserts. So yummy. The other day we got a lamb shank. It was absolutely delicious. There are cream liqueurs, cheeses, sweets, cakes, breads, rolls, scones, muffins, croissants, crisps. Oh yes, there are these wonderful onion crisps over here. It's a good thing I ate, because otherwise I would have a real problem. I would have a super huge problem buying everything in sight. But I did find these onion things the other day, and they were really tasty, so I may need to get some for the train ride home. These are delicious. Everything in here is so good. Also, what did I buy in Marks & Spencer? I needed another suitcase, as travelers often do. Anyway, we're going to pick up some things for supper and some nice treats. But oh, I am going to miss Marks & Spencer so much. Just pulling into the station, and this is my progress on the world's simplest mitt so far. So we have Central, Circle, Bakerloo, and Hammersmith and City. That is a 1x1 twisted rib. It is now the end of December 4th. It's actually quite late. I've been working on trying to pack my suitcase. It's a little bit heavy, and I'm a lot bit worried, but hopefully I don't have to eat all the wine gums and candy in the airport. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for today, and I will see you tomorrow for December 5th. Bye.
In excelsis Deo, Gloria, in excelsis Deo.
Here are my suitcases. Here's my brand new one. And this is going to be my personal item, and inside is passport, etc. But yes, this is my carry-on, my full size, which this is the one I'm worried about the weight. I've got all my clothes in here. Cross fingers, wish me luck that I make it home to the float house.